Welcome in the new studio. Today, we have a special guest. I welcome Donald Trump.
Thank you. Yes, I'm here, and let me tell you, America wants three things: jobs, big steaks, and maybe even a nice sunset here and there. I've seen some of the best sunsets, okay? But I'm the only one who can bring these sunsets back. People say to me, Trump, you're the only one who's ever understood sunsets, and I believe it. And also, did I mention the jobs?
Mr. Trump, thank you for joining us today. With the upcoming elections, could you tell us about your vision and what you think the American people want?
Oh, there are some huge issues, let me tell you. First, we need to figure out what's going on with low-fat ice cream. Have you tried it? Doesn't taste right? Second, the country. Very important, the country. We've got people saying, where's America's Wi-Fi? And I say, well, I don't know, but I'll find it. And look, if we can fix ice cream and Wi-Fi, this country is back on top, folks. We're talking big stuff here.
Mr. Trump, you often mention your connections with influential people. Could you tell us a little more about your friendships with some well-known figures like Elvis and Putin?
Oh, absolutely. People don't realize this, but Elvis and I, we go way back. He used to call me the king of real estate. True story. I'd say to him, Elvis, you've got the hips, I've got the towers. We were like that, just two legends on a first-name basis. And Putin, great guy. I told him, Vlad, you've got to try American burgers. None of that boar stuff. And he laughed. People don't know he can laugh, but believe me, I've seen it.
Anyone else you'd consider yourself close to?
Oh, so many people, honestly. I knew Einstein. Yes, Einstein. They say he was smart, but he once asked me for advice. Donald, what's your secret? I told him, oh, it's all about the hair. You keep the hair big, you keep the brain sharp, and you know what? He agreed. We had an understanding. And don't get me started on Shakespeare. He'd say to be or not to be, and I'd say, Shakes, it's always to be with Trump. We had an amazing relationship.
That's quite a list. Anyone more recent?
Of course, I know everyone. I had a long chat with Batman. I told him he should invest in more real estate. He said something about Gotham. And there's Bigfoot. People think he's a myth, but he's real, folks. And let me tell you, big guy, bigger than you'd think, but he's shy. Calls me for advice on staying low profile.
Well, that was quite a lot of talk. Some might even call it a load of bullshit. I'll leave it to you, the audience, to decide. Is this really the kind of leader America needs?
Excuse me. I don't need this kind of fake news attack, okay? Typical. Absolutely typical. You would know a real leader if he walked in here and shook your hand, which, by the way, I do better than anyone. Everyone says it. The people want a fighter, not some politically correct nonsense. And let me tell you something. The only bullshit around here is from people like you, desperate to keep America weak. Pathetic. But the real Americans out there, they know better, and they'll prove it, believe me.